While Jordyn Woods is living her worst nightmare, Tristan Thompson is continuing on with his life as he was already spotted out with a new woman in New York City. Plus, it looks like Jordyn's nightmare is about to get a whole lot worse, as we've learned that Tristan isn't the only one of Khloe's guys she hooked up with in the past. This just makes us want to watch her Red Table Talk that much more, as a new report states that Jordyn claims Tristan initiated the hookup. No wonder she chose Jada Pinkett Smith to tell her story to. She really did need someone who would not drag her over the coals, as she claims that's what the KarJenners are trying to do. The icing on the cake to all of this new tea is that after all of this, Jordyn might be getting her own TV show. Yeah, you just really can't make this up. We're talking all about the latest Jordyn Woods and Tristan Thompson drama right now. How's it going, guys? I'm Madison Hill. We have so much tea to discuss, but first, make sure you click that subscribe button and that bell for notifications. That way, you're never a step behind. All right, let's get into it. Kicking things off with trashy Tristan, as our own Courtney Revolution likes to say. Essentially, ever since the scandal broke, the guy really hasn't been hurting at all. Sure, he officially lost Khloe once and for all, but we've heard time and time again that he's not too upset about that, further proving that he is actually the worst. In fact, it appears that Tristan has just continued on with his life. Last night, he was seen in New York for a basketball game. However, in true Tristan fashion, he couldn't just go to New York and be all work and no play, so therefore he thought, I just had a massive cheating scandal break on the other side of the country. What should I do next? Let's take out someone new. TMZ reports that Tristan Thompson was spotted at celebrity hotspot Carbone in New York, and thanks to Tristan's Instagram story, you can see that he was with a mystery woman. Peeped the nails in the back. TMZ reports that Tristan arrived at the restaurant first, then this woman arrived and waited outside for him to come get her. The two reportedly were at the table for hours, and they did leave separately. The woman was seen leaving through the front door, while Tristan opted to run out through the kitchen and hop in an Uber. I'm honestly not sure what I expected from Tristan at this point. I mean, I obviously expected him to move on from Khloe eventually, but I just thought the guy would wait a month or two after he caused a media frenzy by cheating on her with Jordyn Woods. But clearly, that's not the case. Moving on, let's get to what we've learned about Jordyn Woods, because it just keeps getting crazier and crazier. In a new report from Us Weekly, we found out that Tristan Thompson isn't the only one of Khloe's guys that Jordyn has hooked up with before. She also reportedly had relations with Khloe's ex, James Harden.
You're starting to get a reputation.
However, that time she at least waited until they broke up. A source told Us Weekly, quote, Jordyn did hook up with James Harden after Khloe dated him first. They made sure to clarify Khloe was, quote, not with him at the time. Personally, when I heard this news, I was shook. This goes to show that Jordyn clearly has a pattern of hooking up with guys who have been with Khloe, and that she obviously missed the lesson in friendship called girl code.
That everyone, and I do mean everyone, is calling her a dirty skank.
Hopefully, Jordyn will address this latest claim during her interview with Jada Pinkett Smith on her Red Table Talk, which, by the way, we have a little more info as to why Jordyn chose Jada for her exclusive sit-down, other than the fact that they're old family friends. In a new report from TMZ, we've learned that Jordyn feels Jada is one of the few people who would actually give her a fair shot to tell her story. According to sources, Jordyn, quote, believes the Kardashians can break her in every way, professionally, socially, and monetarily. Jordyn has reportedly been, quote, despondent since all of this news broke, which I'll admit I had to look up what that meant, and it means in low spirits from loss of hope or courage. Based on how Jordyn is as a public speaker, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say her mom helped her form that part of the statement.
It's been real, and Ivor has been super real.
Jordyn reportedly feels like she has a scarlet letter on her forehead now thanks to the scandal, and that she wanted to, quote, tell her story and express her regrets. While that does make me feel for Jordyn on some level, I feel like at this point she just needs to own her actions in order to move on. However, it doesn't necessarily sound like that's going to happen. In a new report from The Blast, we've learned that Jordyn is continuing to make excuses for her behavior. She reportedly now claims that Tristan is the one who initiated the hookup because he leaned in and kissed her. Being that we thought Jordyn was blackout drunk and didn't remember anything, it's interesting to me how she all of a sudden remembers this detail.
You so nasty.
And don't get it twisted, I'm not blaming Tristan any less in this situation. You all know I think he's the lowest of the low. And honestly, I think he's letting Jordyn take the bullet on this one, which is not right. But nonetheless, I have to keep filling you guys in on the latest with her because Tristan is clearly not stressed. The source told The Blast that Jordyn is now claiming she was not responsible for the hookup. She went to the party with full intentions to watch over him, and that's when the hookup happened. However, I'm still calling BS because while Jordyn is over here saying her life is over because of this, she's also trying to cash in on it on the side. According to The Sun, Jordyn has been offered her own TV show and potentially her own beauty line. A source said, quote, Jordyn has been approached by loads of companies who want to trade off her notoriety. She's been offered her own show on TV and tons of modeling gigs. People are clamoring for her to tell her side of the story. So yeah, Jordyn might have made a huge mistake, lost some of the most important people in her life, but hey, now she might get her own show and finally step out of the box of being Kylie Jenner's best friend. Was it worth it? That's something I hope we find out tomorrow during her Red Table Talk. All right, you guys, I'm ready to hear all your thoughts on this tea. What was your reaction to Tristan being out with a new woman, Jordyn hooking up with another one of Khloe's exes, her new story, and the fact she might get her own show? Let it out down below. For more on Jordyn, check out our story on how she might have violated her NDA during her interview. And for updates on the situation, subscribe and click that bell for notifications.